I look at what the Sunswift project has done. I've seen the cars tootling down the road between Tennant Creek and South Australia, and I've thought, far out, what a wonderful image, what a fantastic thing has happened. The fact that it's had 10 years to do that and to singe into the imagination and the memory of people watching it on TV that a car can actually run on the power of the sun. Well, it probably started off as faith, but now it's become reason and practice.
My name's Ryan McCarthy and I'm the project leader for the UNSW solar racing team. This year we're developing a new solar car, UNSW Sunswift 3, to race in the World Solar Challenge. It's an international solar car event which runs from Darwin to Adelaide. At the same time, we'll be using our old car, UNSW Sunswift 2, to promote the team.
One of the larger aspects of the project is not only building the car but then also promoting it to the general public. So we come along to displays like this at like local community displays, as well as big public displays in shopping centres with our sponsors like NRMA. And apart from that, we also try and get into a lot of local media and media publicised testing runs and generally get people interested in the project.
We do have a marketing budget. It's quite modest. Basically, whatever we spend on marketing, it is taken away from the actual car itself, the components that we put in it.
Our advertising budget of the solar car is actually about $0 because we can't afford to spend money on that kind of thing. So we have to be a bit innovative in that regard and basically try and publicise things which will get the media interested. So testing runs and public displays and community events and things like that.
Obviously fundraising is one of the key roles of the marketing team, because without it the rest of the project just wouldn't run.
Adopt a Cell is a program which we just launched for our new car, UNSW Sunswift 3. Basically the car's going to have 1,000 solar cells on the top, and as you can imagine that's pretty much the most expensive part of the whole car. So to try and offset some of the costs of that, we're actually launched the Adopt a Cell program, which attempts to get the local community involved by making a small donation to the team, and by doing that they can keep up with the progress of the team and get their name written on the back of the cell and a few things like that.
The next step in Sunswift marketing is to look at a whole bunch of campaign initiatives leading up to the race, by which to publicise it and by which to still try to engage with sponsors at this late stage and trying to fundraise for the last little bit that we need before we can race.
There are a number of different solar cell technologies being developed around the world today. However, the vast majority run on the following principle. Firstly, packets of energy are released from the sun in the form of photons of light. A solar cell has two layers of silicon doped into a positive and a negative layer, creating an electric field at their junction. This electric field allows electric charge to only flow in one direction. Photons of light are absorbed in the silicon, exciting charge carriers in the solar cell. These charge carriers are then swept across the electric field and collected by metal contacts on the front and rear surface of the cell. A connecting wire attached to the solar cell allows these charge carriers to flow through a circuit. This flow of charge is known as electricity.
The main components that we're going to be putting in the new car will be the solar array, obviously to generate solar power. We're going to have maximum power point trackers, and the maximum power point trackers control the solar array and optimise the amount of energy that comes out of it.
Over the last few months, we've had a number of setbacks during construction of the shells out at Boeing. This was because of some problems we had with the moulds for the car. Therefore, we've had to resort to a different technique at our workshop. Firstly, we lay down the carbon fibre cloth, then work in a resin. This process is much more labour intensive, requiring a huge commitment from our team. This process is repeated a number of times until the full carbon fibre laminate is complete. A vacuum is then applied to the part at a given temperature. Once the resin has cured, the part can be released.
The new steering system we've got in the car is it's a push-pull system, so it's kind of like tank steering. So the driver's hands will be beside their waist. What that means is that we can get the car about 3/4 of the thickness of what the old car was, because the driver's hands aren't above their legs. So yeah, we can shrink the whole car down.